What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast, and this is the show where we tell you all about all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my best pal, Mr. Shaun. Shaun, how's it going?
Shaun, one take me in, they call me.
This is actually ironic because I already did that intro, and then Shaun's mic basically set itself on fire.
It just decided it didn't want to record in any kind of entertaining or listenable way.
So the usual.
Yeah, I set him up, you knock him down.
So, Shaun, this is weird news. What do we do here?
You spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been too busy troubleshooting audio issues to look at any weird news.
Yeah, and if the audio changes at any point in this episode, I will let you know, because, I mean, obviously we need you at your top level. I felt like for the last few weeks, I feel like you've been mediocre at best. I know this is your end of year performance review, 2024.
Yeah, appreciate that, thanks. Can I get a raise?
No.
I'm jammed up over here.
I spent all my money on terrible bets in the bookies.
I spent it on the ponies.
So speaking of that, Shaun, we have a Patreon if people would like to support us.
Wait, no, we're not going to gamble the Patreon money away.
No, we swear. Not again.
Unless we make €10,000 and we put it all on red.
That's the safest bet. Red always comes up eventually.
Red can't be bet. Red? No.
So, Shaun, yeah, look, I wanted to give everyone a big shout out once again for getting us to over 100 5-star reviews on Spotify. Thank you all very, very much. You're all absolute legends. We are, after last week, we are starting 2024 fresh after our best of 2023. If you haven't heard that episode, that came out 2 weeks ago. It's basically the top 9 weird news stories of 2023.
You know that classic list, a top 9 that everyone
because Shaun
does?
forgot a story after it was voted for by you guys. The story
was in, the track was just unticked in the editing software.
Forgot a story. So that episode is also, if you have not heard that, I would recommend going back to listen to that. It's just kind of the best of 2023. It's actually some good sections of the show. A lot of this is bad.
Turns out in a whole year we could put out 9 good sections.
Many hours of footage for 9 good sections.
Look, we do what we can.
So, Shaun, I think it's very important that this week we start off in somewhere we kind of left off last week. Because last week we talked about the chess world being rocked again. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the chess world over the last 12 months, I mean, fair play, you do have a job and maybe a family and maybe a life. But me and Shaun...
Yeah, but here we are, ready to fill you in.
There's been some shit going down. So, in the chess world, we had last year where we had somebody was accused basically of cheating via anal beads. Vibrating anal beads. So the anal beads were telling them what moves to make on the chessboard. That is genuinely an actual story. I'm not making that up.
No, and it's come up a couple of times.
A couple of times, yeah. And so since then, chess world rampant cheating accusations left, right and centre. The whole place is rocked, right? But last week what happened was a man in China won his particular competition and then he was stripped of his title after he basically found that after a whole night of partying he defecated in the bathtub.
He shit in the tub.
He shit in the tub, you're goddamn right he did, in the hotel room. The chess competition, the association found out. Then they said, hey man, that's not cool, you can't be shitting in tubs. And they took the competition title back away from him and stripped him of all of his winnings. So that was the story last week. We were like, haha, isn't it funny? Also, he was also accused of the anal beads cheating.
Yeah. It's a standard. Anytime anyone wins a chess tournament these days, you need to do a cavity search.
I think the thing now, right, is if you're in any way a chess player, like you could murder someone and they'd be like, did he have anal beads up his arse while he was stabbing him though? Don't know how that works.
Best move. He's thinking 20 games ahead. No one wants to play against a murderer.
But the news this week, Shaun, is the follow-up, and that is Chinese chess player sues to reclaim the title he lost for defecating in a hotel bathtub.
Okay, interesting legal case to take. Tough to argue that in court without laughing.
I didn't shit in the tub. It's a tough defence if
Your
they
Honour,
see
I
that
shit
they
in the
shit
tub, but I did not use anal beads.
But the whole point is he's reclaiming the title for shitting in the tub. So
have they any evidence that he shat in the tub?
Technically, they haven't seen him and the shit in the same room at the same time.
This is all circumstantial, Your Honour. Throw this case out.
Some could say they could do a DNA test. I'm sure they could. But where is the fun in that? We want
the tub.
Accusations.
They'd have had to leave that shit in the tub for the duration of that trial, which I would then sue them as hoteliers
for just having a smelly tub.
Can't have shit in a tub indefinitely.
So Yan Chenglong doesn't deny what happened. Shaun.
Okay, he's holding his hands up.
He's holding his hands up. He's saying, look, that happened. But he wrote in a civil complaint this week that he actually... The original story was he drank so much alcohol, he was so drunk that he just basically shit in the tub. So they took the title from him because they said he was bringing the chess world into disrepute after all of the ale bead stuff. But he was bringing the chess world into disrepute for the whole drinking and partying and shitting and just the general vibe.
I think the drinking and partying is a glow up that the chess world could be sorely in need of.
I think you need more characters in the chess
world.
Give me
bad boys in chess.
Did you ever hear about the snooker in the 80s, Shaun?
Yeah. Look at that. I want chess, but with how darts is treated. Whoever can drink the most ale is the best darts player in my mind.
Someone put up a stat though that they did the stats of now and they did the stats of 80s darts, and they were like, who knew drinking 12 less pints would make you a better darts player?
Wasn't the winner of the championship this year a 17-year-old?
No, he got to the final and he lost.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
So he shit. Although he looked 37, so
he
technically
looked like a 100-year-old man.
Yeah. So what you want is snooker in the 80s with Jimmy White and all the lads and Alex Higgins. The amount of cocaine that they were all partying until 7 o'clock, then putting on a bow tie and putting some snooker balls in.
Yeah, dressing up real fancy and playing some billiards.
Yan Chenglong doesn't deny what happened, as I said, but he wrote the civil complaint because, Shaun, and in his own words, he in fact drank a moderate amount of beer to celebrate his win with other players, and that some food had caused him stomach problems and he couldn't make it to the toilet in time.
See, this is what I was going to ask, and I don't want to be judged on this, but which is a weird thing to say in a courtroom. Is it illegal to shit in a bath? There's nothing. Look, if you can't make it to the designated shit in the toilet space, surely the bath's better than nowhere.
I would pay some amount of money to hear a lawyer in the middle of a courtroom just put up his hand. Your Honour, I have a question. Is it technically illegal to take a shit in a tub? That's all I want to know.
Where in the rules?
Yeah, show me in the rules. Maybe in the hotel booklet it has don't shit in the tub, its own section. Fair enough, I'll hold my hands up if that is the case. But in the chess world there is no specific rule for when this happens.
No, but even to throw him out over that, he didn't shit on a carpet or in a nursery.
Do you believe his story though, Shaun? That's the main thing.
I think, from the sounds of it, I'd say I don't think it was a moderate amount of beer, but I fully believe he did eat something that made him sick. It was just also a copious amount of beer.
Yeah, so he's saying that it was a stomach, maybe some food poisoning, and he couldn't make it to the toilet in time, and the drinking was just a side order. That was not, in fact, part of it. He was drunk at the time, but it was actually a bad, a pizza, bad curry, bad Chinese. Shaun, is there a drama there in your town?
It's a series of diggers just went past the house, and a few dozers, actually, for any of our dozer fans out there.
For any old-time listeners of the show.
No, I don't think it was a Komatsu, but it looked like...
Let's just have a look at Komatsu dozer. What was it, 500 or something?
I don't even remember. It's on the top 10 though, top 9.
So Yan Chenglong doesn't deny what happened, as I said, but the complaint came 1 week after a social media post by the Chinese Association that described the drinking and defecation. It said an investigation had found that Yan damaged hotel property. He violated a public order and good behaviour. And he had a negative impact on the tournament. Right. He can't really argue the last one.
No.
Unless your argument is, I'm a fucking legend. Surely that brings more eyes to the tournament.
But the negative impact he's had on the tournament is as a result of this fucking witch hunt, Your Honour.
The judge is like, fuck, he cursed. This better be good.
God, he did that for emphasis, not to threaten.
Pretty good. So he was playing Chinese chess, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name in Chinese. It's a traditional board game that remains popular, particularly among older people. So
Jiangqi, is that what it is?
Yeah, I kind of like that, yeah. Yan's complaint, which demands that the association apologise to him, restore his reputation in the media, and pay him $14,000 in damages.
That's specific. Has he lost $14,000?
He has 100,000 yen, so $14,000.
Right. Man, this is a weird version of chess. We should learn how to play this.
How is that the bit that catches you out?
A horse plus a cannon is better than 2 horses or 2 cannons. That's one of the common rules.
Everyone knows that. I mean, obviously.
I don't know. We do a Shang.
How many cannons do I need to beat a queen?
How many? What are the pieces? There's strategies, openings. It's very similar to other chess, I will be honest. There's an advisor, there's a cannon, a chariot, an elephant, a general, a horse, and a soldier.
Soldier v elephants. Elephants taking that all day, surely.
No, 10 soldiers would get an elephant.
Yeah, 10, but 1v1 that elephant's eating the soldier.
I'll tell you how many soldiers you get.
Surely they're the rooks.
Each side starts with 5 soldiers.
Okay.
So I think 5 soldiers could take an elephant.
There's a whole other competition. Okay, let's dive into this.
Wait, sorry, there's a whole thing about crossing a river in this game.
Well, then you'll need an elephant.
So a soldier is worth 1 point before crossing the river, and then 2 points after crossing the river. An elephant on its own is worth 2 points.
Do you know what I love about this is that it takes the game of chess and it adds some D&D lore to the game of chess, and that's kind of what chess needs, I feel.
Like chess 2 needs more RPG elements.
I think RPG elements within a boring game can work.
Yes. For reference, a cannon is worth 4.5 points.
Why half it?
Why are we doing this?
Just make things awkward.
I mean, like, I think this could top Baldur's Gate for best game of the year.
Imagine a situation where you were in darts. Any game could be made better with RPG elements. You're playing darts, you score 173, you're suddenly a wizard. Now you have to dress like a wizard for the rest of the game.
Or you get like special like spectral darts, and like they can go through the board and back again.
If you get a super low score, then you become like the laughing stock.
Yeah, you become like the jester and you have to wear a barrel.
You lose a dart.
Yeah, you lose a dart. Or all your darts have boxing gloves on the end of them.
I just feel like these games, grand, but I just think they can be improved even with a few tweaks.
Yeah,
you know what
just
I mean?
Gamify the ancient games.
If your games don't have anything involving crossing a river for extra points, what are you even doing?
Yeah, put some loot boxes in there.
Shaun, do you think this man will reclaim his title after being stripped of it?
I'll be honest, Conor. In my heart, he never lost it. Okay?
He's your champion for life.
This is the coolest dude who's ever played chess. And he just wants to drink and eat and shit where he wants.
I'll tell you so. Can a man not shit where he wants? No, I'll tell you something though. They're going to make him a hero if they strip him of the title and they don't give it back to him. He's now a fan favourite. Because there's no sport in the world where he doesn't immediately become everyone's favourite for the next tournament because everyone wants him to win to see where else he will shit.
Have you seen... That's his trademark. It's just like they send him around the world shitting in various prestigious chess locations. Have you seen the thing about there's a guy in China, and China has this whole thing of like pushing traditional martial arts as the best form of combat? But this dude's like an MMA fighter, and he went out and he was like, I will take on any martial artists and I'll fight MMA and they can do karate or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's running through people. And the government have sanctioned him so hard, he's now only allowed to fight if he dresses as a clown while he does it.
What are you talking about?
Because they're bad-mouthing traditional martial arts. And he's like, no, I'm just fighting like is the best way to fight.
You can say that about anything, like, oh, bring me 1,000 samurai and I'll bring a fucking machine gun. Jeez, we'll see who wins now.
Do you know samurai used guns?
That seems like there was some false media going around that they were cool. You're telling me they're going around with guns?
I went to a samurai museum in Japan, and they'd show you like, here's the art of sword making, here's all these fabulous swords, and in the next room, here is the gun that every samurai used.
Here's a fucking bazooka.
It was a fucking rifle the size of me.
Bazooka Joe, the legendary samurai, used this to destroy many tanks.
Yeah, they were like, it's not about honour, it's just more effective than a sword. It's like, wow.
Completely ruined the whole point.
The magic is gone. Like,
the whole point of samurai is the honour. They're like, fuck the honour, a win is a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get that fucking W.
Just get, yeah, like, again, it's points on the board, you know?
Yeah. If you gotta fucking grenade a few people's legs off and then start slicing heads, that's what you do, lads, right? It's all about the W.
Samurais are setting landmines and shit.
The sword on their back hasn't been used in years.
It's rusted, they can't get it out of the
fucking pricks. Imagine being under fire from a bunch of samurais. You're like, I thought they only had swords. What the fuck?
You go out because you assume like, oh, I'm going to meet them honourably, I'm going to sword fight this samurai. He just fucking Indiana Jones shoots you.
Just annihilates you with bullets. He's got one of those big Gatling guns.
Yeah.
He's just firing.
He comes up in a helicopter.
Full on samurai garb. Just in a fucking helicopter. You're like, what the fuck is that samurai doing in that helicopter?
Fortunate Son is playing.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning, he says.
Oh, that tickled me. That's such a good image.
Okay, so we're moving on, Shaun, to our next piece. I don't know if that man's going to get his title back. Probably not. Just due to the fact...
We're on his side. As a podcast,
but he's our
we're
hero.
On his side. Yeah. He's the first hero we've had of 2024.
Yeah. So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is a big one. This is one that we would always cover whenever I see this headline, because this headline perfectly encapsulates what this show is about.
Okay.
There is something wreaking havoc in a Houston neighbourhood. Or some things, I should say, wreaking havoc in a Houston neighbourhood, and the residents have come out and spoken.
Sorry, before you continue, are you saying Houston, we has a problem?
Fucking hell.
Come on, I'm going to leave, guys. I've had a really good time here, but I don't think
I
it's
really
going to get
wish
better
you would.
I'd rather do this show alone.
No, genuinely, no, seriously. Feral, aggressive peacocks are wreaking havoc on the Houston neighbourhood, residents say.
We've had angry peacocks on the show before. That's a sentence no one has ever said
that
before.
That is true, yes. But these ones are even more feral and even more aggressive.
Oh my God. They're trying to one-up them.
Kelly Donahue proceeds with trepidation when she takes her 4 dogs for a walk. Even though it's broad daylight, she scans the street before making a turn, vigilant for the omnipresent threat that's taking over her neighbourhood.
You're talking like it's the fucking Mist from The Mist.
Talking like it's the samurai from the guns.
That is an omnipresent threat, though. He could appear at any time.
She's checking the roads, the treetops, and the bushes for peacocks.
They're fairly visible, though, aren't they? Like, they're famously colourful.
Yeah. She calls them peafowl, apparently.
Are they different
peafowl,
birds?
she said, are prone to attacking humans, animals and cars and can cause serious property damage to homes. They walk into traffic without hesitation, creating unsafe driving conditions for motorists. I saw 7 of them smashing into a car the other day, she said. They tear off roofs, break windows, once they even chased a group of kids.
What the fuck? Why are these birds such pricks? They're just colourful swans.
The Heathwood flock are notorious among Texas ornithologists and invasive species experts. So
Right.
she says that the fact that all the birds started out as one small privately owned flock, she believes that the birds are all inbred, which she said raises ethical questions about whether they should be allowed to continue to reproduce.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know enough about bird breeding to answer that.
Like, that's her problem. Like, 3 kids have been killed, but they're like, are they fucking second cousins?
Because we can't have that now. That won't fly.
I mean, I'd rather, if they killed my children but they weren't related, now that would be fine. But I cannot have them related when they're killing my children.
Can I? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how birds work, man. Like,
What do you mean you don't know how birds work?
how do birds reproduce?
Oh,
See?
I don't know how birds work.
Yeah, it's tough, and I'm not Googling that.
Does a bird bring their baby birds?
Yeah, like, but then where does the first stork come from, you know?
That's
like,
true.
It's a chicken egg. That's another thing.
That's another thing. Don't get us started on that, lad.
I know eggs are involved,
Yeah.
but I don't know how both bits get into the egg. In birds, okay?
In birds.
In birds.
I have many children in birds.
I don't have any children that I know about.
That I know of. Fred Collins is a wildlife biologist and former president of the Texas Audubon Society Advisory Board. He's been studying birds since they were introduced into Houston in the late 1950s. So apparently...
Wait, were there no birds in Houston until the 1950s?
What, they brought them in from somewhere else?
They shipped them in from the zoo? What?
Immigrants coming around here taking our neighbourhoods.
Connor, dial it back. Sorry,
FIFA.
Not the show.
No, I was doing like a 1950s Houston person being like, look at all these birds.
I googled bird mating, but I'm not getting into it.
Maybe don't get into that. The peafowl were brought to the area by Vargo's restaurant, which closed in 2011.
Fucking a restaurant brought them.
They brought them in and then they closed, and many of the birds left Vargo's property, settling in the nearby neighbourhoods.
Which you'd think, like, peacocks roaming around is kind of whimsical and nice.
Yeah,
you know,
until they start carrying some knives.
A peacock went for me once.
No, what are you talking? You were 7.
We were at a Christmas tree farm. I was like 7.
I do all of Sean's children, or all of Sean's stories when he's young, are he nearly dies, and also he's between the ages of 7 and 10.
But there were just peacocks roaming around, and
Yeah.
one of them like walked up to and just like did the whole feathery thing and like hissed at me. He was a prick.
What do you mean he nearly died?
I didn't nearly die. He was just fronting on me.
Oh, and were you front and back? Like,
I squared up, yeah.
You squared up, obviously.
Yeah.
You square up. Is it like a bear?
Flick knife.
Which bear is it that you square up to?
Black bear.
Black bear, you square. So is it like that kind of situation, or is it a runaway situation?
I ran away from the bird. I ran to my dad, and my dad
he ran away from the bird.
He hid behind my mum.
And she threw you at the bird, and the two of them took off.
And then I got new parents.
Yay.
Raised by peacocks.
So
also, how do you not know the bear thing after how many times I've said it to you?
I just don't listen to anything that you say. What started out as a small flock of birds grew well into the hundreds by the 2010s, and the flock has continued to expand. So they surround the Buffalo Bayou, Collins stated, that the birds cause issues in Heathwood and have congested in such dense numbers because they're being fed by residents.
You don't feed the birds if you don't want the birds there.
Also, without owners to manage the flock, the birds are breeding out of control.
Oh. Yeah, okay, so it's not like a controlled bird breeding, it's just they're going wild.
Yeah, exactly. They'll also become more aggressive towards humans without any management.
Yeah, because it stops being like humans are caretakers, and then it's just humans are threats.
In the way of my food.
Peacocks will eat meat as well. They're one of those kind of birds. Omnivores, is that what they're called?
I'm sure they... yeah, cool.
All right. All right, Shaun.
I'm not going to back you, but I'm not going to doubt you.
They'll eat anything.
This peafowl population has also gone from a more domesticated situation at Vargos, that classic restaurant, and then they've gone to a more feral structure. You never want to hear the word feral when there's animals roaming around.
No, but structure implies organisation as well. Like there's a head peacock here.
Yeah. So mating season, by the way, also occurs year-round in Houston.
They'll do it anytime.
They'll fucking... Oh, lads. They will do it anywhere, anytime, any place. So they can exhibit aggression, and this is what causes peafowl to attack cars and windows. It's mating aggression, basically. So this is strong, right, from Daniel. He comes at Daniel Brooks, who's coordinator of the Texas Invasive Bird Project. He comes out and says, peacocks aren't very intelligent.
All right.
And they'll see their reflection in a shiny surface like glass or metal, and they think it's a rival peacock, so they attack it. They can cause a lot of damage. Actually, to be fair to you, Daniel, that does sound pretty dumb. Yeah.
Sounds like me on a night out, to be fair.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Also, Vargos restaurant closed in 2012. How much are you paying for a 14-ounce ribeye in that restaurant?
In 2012?
Yeah, in 2012 money.
2012. Okay, so I'm going to say 14-ounce ribeye. $23.
$30. That'll be a fucking nice ribeye, is all I'm saying.
Pretty steep for 2012.
Yeah, things were not great in 2012, lads.
We had just crashed a few years previous.
Yeah, who's going out and buying, I don't know, an elegant stuffed chicken for $22?
Why do they have the menu still up if they've been closed for over 10 years?
I think it's on Yelp that I'm reading this.
Of course. They're very curious by nature, and they're large, loud birds, and they'll definitely charge at someone if they're curious about them, especially if they think they might get fed. So, Shaun, what do we do here? So, this town is being attacked by a group of peacocks. Now, this is a situation, Shaun, where I'm going to throw it to you.
Fuck.
You are a resident in the town, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you all get together. You have to come up with a plan. How do we solve the problem of the peacocks?
Well, we need... Okay.
By the way, before you start, I'm just thinking of the scene in The Last of Us when they first get the very first zombie and they ask you what to do, and she just goes, bomb. It's like, yes.
Bomb. Yeah, bomb is the answer. Okay, so peacocks, so peacocks respect, because the way peacocks breed is that they establish dominance with big bright colours and tails and shit, right? You need to be bigger and brighter than the peacock.
You need to get Elton John. I
was just going to say we bring Elton in.
You bring Elton in on the sly, and you have him walk around with his 1980s garb.
Yeah, I'm talking big... I'm fairly sure there was peacock feathers in there. Do that as well to establish I've killed before. I've killed
one of you before, and I'll kill again.
Yeah, and then you just walk them out of town singing "I'm Still Standing" the whole time.
When he gets to Rocket Man, he just gets attacked by 2,000 birds.
But then you walk all the way to Florida, and you got a Crocodile Rock going on.
Oh, so what you could do is, you're leading them somewhere else. So you need to get them out of Texas, pretty big place.
Pretty big.
You need to somehow get them either to Florida, which is quite a ways away, or maybe the next state over. Maybe down. You go further down towards the border. You want to get them to Mexico?
From Houston to Mexico, isn't that pretty far as well?
I mean, it's not as far as Florida, but pretty far.
Houston, what's the nearest accessible location to Houston, Texas, do you think? America's too big, first of all.
It's too big. It's Texas. I'm pretty sure Ireland is the size of Texas.
We could get to Louisiana. It's not too far. New Orleans. Do a bit of a barbecue.
They haven't had enough problems recently.
So. Yeah, there's been a bit going on there, to be fair. Where else could we go? Austin. And then we just let a load of the artsy people adopt all the peacocks.
True, yes. You need to get them out of... I think it's a situation where the people of Texas either need to come together or they need to basically turn on each other. And you need to pick a town you don't like and lead them there.
Yeah, what's the worst town in Texas? I'm going to Google that. Worst town. Now, this isn't me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know anything about Texas. I just know that the
Google
internet
say?
has opinions. Google says we got who? Oh, this is kind of mean. Because this one is just like, there's a high poverty and unemployment rate and a high crime rate.
Not as
those two are
fun.
hand in hand.
Not as fun. I want just petty hates for different places.
See, it's all about, they're all saying violent crimes are 225% higher than average.
Where is that?
In Balch Springs.
Okay, well then you bring these there, and then you've got the fucking war. You've got violent crimes happening against them, and you've got violence on violence. They'll eventually kill each other. They'll wipe each other out.
That's true. And then you have a bit of a tourist attraction where it's like, hey, this is where the Peacock War happened. Sell a load of tickets, build up the local economy.
People need jobs. People need to run that fucking tourist spot.
Yeah. We need artists to recreate. We need murals to celebrate how
I think you're describing Belfast.
I think I've driven them into Texas Belfast is what's happened. It worked for Belfast.
It works for Belfast.
Build the Titanic. Okay.
Build the Titanic in Texas. Somehow set it off. 100 years from now, you'll be grand. You'll be laughing. Yeah. Build a room to it.
You gotta play the long game.
Long game. Sure, they might kill you now, but anytime after that, you're laughing.
Yeah. Look how well Ireland did.
The place is on fire. Look at us, we're doing so well. Belfast, lovely spot. I would recommend going to see Belfast.
Which spot we're thinking about going this year? Yeah, never been up.
It's nice. I would go there before Dublin. Okay, right. Should we just do an episode where it's like it's tourism? By the way, one of my favourite things is any of our American listeners or our overseas listeners. We get messages into our Facebook and Instagram, by the way, that are like, I'm coming to Ireland. What's some tourist spots you want me to hit? And right. I think that is the funniest thing ever. That people are like, they think me and you are smart enough that we'll know. And all of our advice is always just like, anywhere but Dublin. Go to anywhere else is great crack.
Yeah. Go to Galway. Go to Dingle. Go to Cork.
Cork, Kilkenny, Waterford, Belfast.
All these places. There's 32 counties in Ireland. Just don't go to Dublin. Any of the rest of them. Lovely.
Go to Dublin for a day. Go to the Cliffs of Moher for 3 hours. The rest of the place is great.
Yeah, it's class. It's class.
Yeah,
just get to a town, find a pub, talk to someone there.
Somebody's probably playing a guitar somewhere in that pub. Go find them.
If they put a shamrock on top of your Guinness, leave. It's not good.
It's a tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap.
A real Irish pub, they won't even fucking look at you. There's some 75-year-old lad behind that counter. You'll order a drink. He won't even look up. He'll just walk and make the Guinness, throw it at you. And if you don't let it settle, he'll also kick you out.
The dream is you go into a pub, you hold up one finger, the barman nods, and then hands you a Guinness.
Go sit in the corner. There'll be a bit of crack later on.
Yeah. But for now, sit by the fire. I know it's June. The fire is light. It's okay.
It's fucking freezing. Probably is. No, but please, people keep asking. It's great. I love that when that happens.
We should do a tourism episode sometime and just talk about Ireland. I think that'd
different
be really
places.
Funny. Yeah. Even on Patreon, I think that'd be a fun thing.
Also, I forgot to tell you this, but we got our Christmas cards from one of our patrons, Waffles, who sent them from New Zealand in December. We got them this week.
Is that New Zealand or Irish Post fault?
It's both of them probably. So
effort.
Thank you very much, Waffles. Want to give
Waffles.
a shout. But yeah, so moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. I don't know if we solved the Peacocks.
We solved the Peacocks and that small town's issues, Connor. What more do you want from me on a Wednesday?
We're solving crimes. We're solving rampant feral peacocks in neighbourhoods. Like, there's nothing we can't do.
No, we're basically gods. No.
Nothing will ever go wrong.
We're going to be on the up forever.
Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is a story that was sent in to us multiple times. Thank you very much to everyone who sent it in. Can't even begin to understand, says Brampton man 25, charged with cracking open a beer while driving to celebrate new driver's licence.
Oh, his heart was in the right place.
A 25-year-old driver from Brampton had his G2 licence suspended after police allege he was driving under the influence, speeding and exhibiting careless driving behaviour just 40 minutes after completing his driving test that morning.
It's a stressful day. You got to take the edge off. Don't drink it, right?
He had his full licence, for about 20 minutes before it was suspended.
Fuck, that's gotta be a record.
So he must have passed the test, driven straight to get some drink. Then he gets a big bag of drink, just downs a few cans, and then goes driving.
Here's my question. Do that exact same thing, but with non-alcoholic beer. Is that illegal?
No, why would that be illegal?
But imagine pulling up to a red light. And you look at the lad in the car across from you.
Yeah.
And he's uncapping a bottle in the car.
True, but completely legal.
You wouldn't necessarily set off a breathalyzer for that.
No, what do you mean necessary? Do you not understand the concept of non-alcoholic? It's like just
some
drinking
of
a
them are
bottle
like
of Coke.
0.1, to be fair. It's like mouthwash levels of alcohol in them. But
no, well, some of them, like the IPAs and shit, have like 0.5%.
Yeah.
Alcohol in them.
Okay.
If you're going 0.0,
yeah, then okay.
It's like just drinking a bottle of Coke.
So I could have a can of Guinness 0.0 on the dashboard.
Yeah.
It's just a funny look, is all I'm saying.
So what you
I've got it
do,
in a pint glass.
What you're telling me is what you want to do is a good gag would be to cut the outline of a Guinness out of a can and then put that over your 0.0 can, pull up beside the police, start drinking it, just crack it open, start drinking it. Well, lads, what's going on? Ha 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 ha.
You're driving around looking for traffic stops.
You're looking for them rather than the other way around. And so you come all up to the breathalyzer, your man comes is like, can you just blow into this, sir? Sorry, before I do, can I just take one long drink of this, please? You pull out your can.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, that hits the spot. I love Guinness. Don't have to be specific about which Guinness. You love Guinness or Heineken or whatever you're drinking, right? Then you blow in, you pass. Haha, what a prank to pull.
I think you're still getting questioned for that.
I think just through pure annoyance, I think they would just arrest you.
Yeah. Like, just for wasting police time or something. It
Legally,
feels like
you haven't done anything wrong.
No, but you're being a prick.
See, that's nuisance. That's devilment.
Yeah,
is what that is.
That is devilment. I think you get the right guard on the right night. You get go on.
Yeah.
You get a lad who's been out in the rain for 4 hours checking driver's licenses.
Yeah. And he's clocking off in 20 minutes, and then this little fucking prick shows up with his fake hand.
Yeah. You'd definitely be asked to blow twice.
They'd look at him like, that's fucking wrong. Do that again.
Come on. This thing's out of batteries.
What do you think about this guy? He passes his driving test, immediately goes to get some drink, and then immediately starts drink driving.
I mean, it's just idiotic, right? Like, there's no... Surely that's on the test of, like, how much alcohol are you allowed to drink? I don't know what it is in America, but I know here it's
novice drivers have to have no alcohol in their system. I think that's
Right.
the same in Ireland as well. Or as they used to have like a limit, I think it was like less than 1 or something, but they might have changed it to 0 now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So he would have known this. Like, he was hardly drunk doing the test, was he?
No, what he was it was probably just above 0. So like if he had just bought it 20 minutes before, he'd probably had a few mouthfuls.
I get you. It's stronger the more recent you've had it as well. Like, it can fuck with the test. This is real. I sound like such a booze bag. Like, if you
sound like somebody who has a drinking problem who's trying to pass tests.
who knows? I've never taken I don't drive.
Well, you can, but you're just not very good.
That's it. I'm just not licensed to.
Yeah, legally you can't, but literally, yeah, you can. If you want to go tomorrow, like, you could kill a few people. It's fine.
Yeah, if the world ended tomorrow, I'm driving a car.
Yeah, it's fine.
But like, if you take a mouthful of beer, it'll read a higher reading than if you like take a drink and then wait half an hour.
Right. Okay.
Again, don't drink and drive.
And so what about if I take a big bag of drugs just before the test?
Oh, your reflexes are going to be insane. Like, you're going to be swerving 15 miles early. Like, it's going to be great.
There's a turn 10 miles down the road. I better turn into the right lane here, just in case.
I want to be ready for it, you know.
Ready for it, you know what I mean? Shaun, I just think that the people like this, in terms of weird news, it's a story that always gets sent to us, and it's one of those where it's like, these people are just dumb. Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Like, what goes through your head at that point?
I don't think you can fix that. Like,
no, that's a level of dumb that is just stupid.
It's just who that person is.
Yeah. Okay,
do you know
Shaun,
what? Do you know? Sorry, there's a term in Ireland for that, and that's just a gobshite. Like, there's no hope for you.
Yeah, see, gobshite is like a step above idiot, right?
Or Egypt, yeah.
Or Egypt. So Egypt is like, he can be saved, but he's not the brightest.
He's a bit of an Egypt. Like,
he's a bit of an Egypt. But a pure gobshite is, you have to put the word pure before it. So it's a pure gobshite.
Pure gobshite.
And what they are is, they're a lost cause. They literally have no brain cells.
From birth, they've been a gobshite. They will die a gobshite.
You can't come back from gobshite.
No one has. No one ever has. And every family has one.
And you know, fucking John's a fucking gobshite. Why is he coming?
Yeah. Or like, he walks into the bar. Oh, here's this fucking gobshite.
Here's this fucking gobshite now. He's out walking. Look at him. He
sits down all happy. Fuck's sake.
Same as a bollocks. Someone's a bollocks. They're always a bollocks.
Yeah. A dose you can recover from.
Yeah, if you're a dose, you're a 9 in the moment. A bollocks, you're just a bollocks forever.
Bollocks is slightly more aggressive than gobshite, I would say. Like, you're
bollocks
more
is like another
actively
level.
being a prick.
Yeah, bollocks is like you're actively setting out insults to people's mothers.
Exactly.
Gobshite might just be saying dumb stuff.
Yeah, gobshite, you just don't have the wherewithal to conduct yourself in a sensible manner.
And when he gets drunk, he's a terrible fucking gobshite, so he's as well.
Yeah. The drunk gobshite. Oh, no.
Jesus. You have to follow it on. Jesus.
Oh, just the desperation in your voice.
Shaun, we're going to move on, and I have a story that I have literally just thrown in here just to try and make you squirm and feel bad about yourself. No reason other than that. Mom finds whole spider's nest inside her ear after feeling a crackling.
Oh, no. I'm not the only one who's squirming at this.
True.
I don't like that.
Usually we feel a crackling in our ear. It's usually our earphones having a moment. We wouldn't expect it to be something alive inside us. For example, an actual spider's nest. Well, Lucy Wilde had already pulled the spider from her ear 3 weeks before this.
I'm having a panic attack.
She kept having a scratchy pain, and she originally thought it was a build-up of wax, but she decided to use an earbud camera to have a look.
I hate this so much. I'm not playing this up. I'm really unnerved by this.
This is just for my own amusement. So, sending in a smart bud, Lucy made the gross discovery. The mum from Cheshire said it was like something out of Stranger Things. It looked like you were going into the upside down.
It's just your brain.
It's
What do you... No, 3 weeks they were in there.
Yeah. So she'd used the smart bud the first time when she found a spider the size of a baby fingernail.
No,
living
stop.
in there.
I genuinely, I really don't like this.
When she flushed out with olive oil.
My palms are so fucking sweaty.
But she was still in pain after getting it out. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And so she went to see a specialist, and they basically decided that she had a nest of spiders in her ear.
Do we have another story after this, or do I get to
Yes.
go home? Because this is bullshit.
I'm skipping over full-on paragraphs where she describes the horror that she got into during it.
Genuinely, I can't. My stomach is so tense right now.
She just finished with, I'd rather go through childbirth again.
Oh, you're never, like, I would never take headphones off. Like, I would cover my ears for the rest of my life. If that
How did it get in there? How did
Yeah.
it start?
How long was it in there to be laying eggs?
Yeah,
and
it's got to
shit?
be in there for a little while.
Yeah, like that. Also, if that happened to me, I would never tell anyone.
Yeah.
I'm taking that to the grave.
She... Oh, no. I'm just going to say this one sentence, right? And I want you to be there with me. And then I can move on 30 seconds after this, okay?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know what it left in my ear that was black, but maybe it cut my ear. I know some spiders have babies on their legs and their back, and that's probably what cut the inside of my ear.
Oh no! Oh, I really want to go clean my ears right now.
Sometimes a story... By the way, I had another story, so I had two this week that I was like, one of them I'm going to use to just ruin Sean's day for like just the crack, you know, just for shit.
I'm unsettled right now.
I'm just even going to tell you the headline of the other one. Woman sues dentist after 4 root canals, 8 dental crowns and 20 fillings at a single visit.
Oh man, that's less skin tingling, but that's fucked.
Yeah, see, I went more skin tingly.
Yeah, no, she must have been there all day.
Oh, it says 6 hours.
Fucking hell! Why the fuck would you do that to someone?
She's suing the dentist, it's fine.
Okay.
So Florida man in unicorn floaty hooks 10-foot shark towed 4 miles offshore.
See, now we're back on board. Like, this is a regular stuff. We've never done one like that before.
No, we did. There's a few times where I've thrown a story in that I know, like the time that they found all that hair in all the walls of that house.
Ah, yeah, sorry, that one as well. Okay.
Stories like that are just thrown in just to kind of get a reaction out of you.
They're so irregular that every time it hits me really hard.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, I see headlines like that every week, and I decide basically one way or the other what I'm going to do. Because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, no, we don't need it. But then some weeks I'm like, it'd be funny. Wouldn't it be funny?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we did this to old Shaun?
Because the thing about this is, right, I would have the same reaction if I was you, but I've read it hours ago. So I've kind of emotionally dealt with the trauma.
Yeah. You've already grieved.
I've already grieved and gone through the stages of, oh fuck, that's horrifying. So now when I tell you, I just get to see live what you feel. It's just funny.
You just get the joy of seeing someone else experience it.
To borrow a line from the police chief in Jaws, you're going to need a bigger boat. What were you doing, yells somebody on board the boat. I'm catching a shark, replies the man in the floaty. So the guy had been fishing near the beach in Fort Lauderdale when he hooked onto the shark and he was dragged 4 miles offshore. Once they figured out what's going on, the crew on the boat tosses the man a line and to get him on board. So he was on a unicorn floaty, and then he's fishing, and a shark bites into his rod and drags him 4 miles offshore.
This is very similar to that Simpsons episode with the catfish.
True, actually, yes.
That's what I'm picturing here, and I would like to keep that mental image. 4 miles! A shark was pulling on just a regular fishing line.
Yeah.
It's a high-strength line, Jesus.
To be fair, high-strength arms. Like fucking...
You know what? Yeah.
Hanging on for 4 miles, that is putting your muscles under duress for a long time.
And in a floaty as well.
Yeah.
Not even like a comfortable seat.
I mean, that Florida man I see that I was like, okay, that is like classic Florida man. He's in a fucking shark, he's in a little floaty, and then he just gets dragged 4 miles. And I was like, right, we're finishing this week on that story because that's classic Florida man. But then, Shaun, I came across a Florida man. A proper one. The one that we spaced the show around, really. Because I have
the one with no sense to it.
Florida man busted creeping through backyards with underwear around his neck. Claims it's just exercise.
See, this is why we come to work, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of exercise benefit?
Florida authorities arrested a man who they say was discovered prowling around a backyard with underwear around his neck last week. Cape Coral police said on Friday that officers arrested Troy Dean Stewart, a man with 3 first names. You can never trust a man with 3 first names.
That's one of the oldest adages on the show.
Troy Dean Stewart, 35. After someone called 911 about a prowler that they thought was in the local area, they felt someone was in the backyards prowling. They said they saw someone in their backyard near their dock and had also noticed the person on surveillance cameras.
They have a dock in their backyard?
Yeah.
Fucking wealthy people.
And had also noticed on the cameras the person prowling garden to garden, right? Police said that when they showed up, they discovered Stewart in an empty lot, lying on his stomach between a hedge and a brush near a seawall.
Okay. It's Solid Snake in the boss. That's what I'm thinking when he just has a pair of underwear on his face.
He was wearing an outfit matching the description of the suspected prowler and also a pair of navy underwear around his neck. Stewart reportedly told police when they asked him, "Stewart, what are you doing out here?" He told police, "I'm exercising and I wanted to run along the canal." He said the underwear around his face was to protect him from the cold.
That's a last resort, surely, though. If there's anything else to protect you from the cold, it would be anything but underwear on your face.
Even if there was a second where they felt like they kind of believed him. Well, Troy then kind of ruined his story by immediately following it up because he felt like he was losing the crowd with, "I'm hiding in the bushes because 2 men had confronted me recently."
Okay. Any sign of these men on any of the cameras in the property?
No.
Right, okay. But he was exercising.
Now, it just so happened, coincidentally, a neighbour told police that 2 bonsai trees were stolen from their yards that night, valued at $7,000. Officers said that they discovered the bonsai trees at Troy Dean Stewart's home, but they were not the stolen plants. Hang on.
So wait, he stole different bonsai trees?
Wait. So that's really written confusingly. Officers said they discovered bonsai trees at Stewart's home, but they were not the stolen plants. So there was 2 bonsai trees stolen from a yard, valued at up to $7,000. These 2 trees, by the way. They go to his house. He has 2 bonsai trees. They're not the same bonsai trees, apparently. How would you tell?
Unless he's cultivated them into new bonsai
specific
tree
shapes. Yeah, I would say most bonsai trees similar. It'd be tough to tell.
There's an end goal with a bonsai tree. You want it to look a certain way.
But at the same time, they thought they had him on that crime, but now they have him on nothing, because there's nothing illegal about lying in a ditch between that and a wall and a bush and maybe having an underwear around your neck. I mean, is that illegal? I don't think so, Your Honour.
If it's private property, you shouldn't be there. But yeah, I get what you mean.
You say the word prowling, I say the word hanging out. They're the same thing. Just it's all about wording, really.
That's a spin tactic, calling it prowling.
They're spinning it, so we think Florida Man is bad. He's not prowling, he's hanging out. And also he told us he's doing exercise. He's out for a run along the canal and he was wearing the underwear around his face to protect him from the cold. He told us that. It makes perfect sense.
Does he have other clothes on, or is it just the underwear around his face?
He had trousers on but no top.
Okay. Interesting move. Any underwear, or just the pair on his face?
They do not confirm nor deny if they are his underwear.
It's kind of worse if they're his, isn't it?
No, it's worse if it's someone else's.
If it's someone else's that he got off a washing line, but if it's his own underwear he had been exercising in...
He prowled his way into a house, stole some bonsai trees and some underwear.
Well, he didn't steal the bonsai trees, so he didn't steal
the
underwear.
They don't have them with that. They're different bonsai trees.
That's it.
That he could have stolen from somewhere else, but they don't know the crime that happened.
He could have grown those over years, over generations.
While he's out exercising.
Yeah, that's why he runs so much, so he can look after the trees.
Forever. I can't die before my trees, he says.
He's like, do you know how long trees live? Yes.
Yes, it's on the internet. Oh.
Do you know?
So, Shaun, what do you think of Florida Man here? Now, he said he had been confronted by two men. He said that he was out exercising and he was wearing the underwear to protect him from the cold. All stacks up to me. What about you?
I mean, the confronted by two men could have been two other police officers confronting him.
Could have been the trees.
Could have been the trees. They could have been very good bonsai trees. That's why they command such a high price tag.
Perfectly shaped like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant.
My
like,
God,
what the hell?
two of the tallest men for those bonsai trees.
Massive trees.
You could have picked two Daniel Radcliffes.
No.
And then the underwear around the face, I can't get. But I don't know how you would navigate that.
It also wasn't around his face. It was around his neck. So it wasn't even pulled up like a mask. It was just there.
So was it one of the... I'm picturing like a boxer brief type of scenario.
I'm thinking it's more like he's wearing it like a bandana, but he doesn't have a bandana. He's got some boxer briefs.
I getcha. Okay. I was thinking he was putting his head through one of the holes, all this kind of thing. You think he's tying it around the back? No,
I still think he puts his head through one of the holes, yeah, but he's wearing it like it's a bandana. If it was a bandana.
That's fascinating to me. That's not how I came up with that. I had a completely different... Let me show you. A
quick demonstration.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go straight.
Start the screen recording. We'll put this up.
So it's good to know that 2024 has started. Florida Man is back. He's back to his best. We'll see what happens next week. But I mean, I think it's a strong Florida Man start to the year. And I think that's also...
And what's terrifying and encouraging... It's only going to get weirder.
It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So, try Dean Stewart, officially Florida Man for this week. Shaun, would you like to take us out?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you to everyone over on the Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And shout outs, of course, go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast, Evanson, Waffles Loves You and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, and congrats Róisín on your baby, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, currently busy romancing Astarion. I think that's a Baldur's Gate handsome boy. Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are debating which is cuter, Shaun's proposal in Japan or Conor's proposal on the PELP. Russ Shaun, don't believe all the negativity. If I ever got a Make-A-Wish, I'd definitely ask for a visit from you-Parfitt. I hope that never comes up for what it's worth. Jackson Brueheim is honoured to be picked as Shaun. He could have Conor, like...
I like if that was what I was thinking. Have bigger dreams. Me,
I'm the best. Jackson Brueheim is honoured to be picked as Shaun's replacement and has already claimed his parking space. Lives at a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey is a ledge bag, Kyle Borowski, Rory screamed when he was responded to on Twitter, and Shaun subbed to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. We really, really appreciate it. It makes all the difference. And thank you to everyone over there. If you want to support us, there is also a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is at heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.